let's recite our company motto. When I said ready, you say lift up your hand and then say yes, and then we're gonna chant out together. Are you ready? Company motto: cherish the spirit, create the vision, follow the faith, serve in humility. Aja,
Serving
aja,
humility.
aja.
Aja, aja, aja.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So, hello once again, everyone who's joining our vision meeting with the global leaders. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mike Surjadi. I'm a Sharon Rose Master from Atomy, Canada. I had been doing Atomy for over 3 years. Then most people thought that I was a full-time. But let me tell you the truth. I'm not a full-time in Atomy yet. But I know when I will be turning into full-time in Atomy. But the question is for all of us tonight, and this topic might offend some of people or maybe might inspire some of the people. But whoever you are, hopefully with this lecture, you get more insight about Atomy and you get more insight about your own life, right? The question is, do I need to be full-time to succeed in Atomy? We're gonna find out. Maybe in like 45 minutes, we're gonna find out, right? So we're gonna have this meeting more like interaction. It's not gonna be speaking all for 45 minutes. And you're gonna chat back to me and help me out. So if I ask you, why do we work? Give me one answer. Why do we work? Oh yeah, before we do that, how many of you are still working full time in your daytime job, or maybe you have your own business? You're not in Academy full time, but you're still doing part time, but in the same time, you're still full time. Yes, raise your hand. I see Christina and me as well. I'm still part time in Academy. Queen Essie, yes, Jackie, Chris. Anyone else? Raise your hand. So I know. Yes, Henny. So rest of you are full-time in Atomy? Yes, George. Okay. All right. So about 10% who attends here. Maybe even more. Maybe they don't know how to raise your hand. You have to click under there. There's a reaction. Raise your hand. Yes, Sherry. She has her own business. Chester. I see a lot of people hands up, right? So that means the topic here is for you. If you're not full-time in Atomy, this is the question. Should I be full-time in Atomy to succeed? I'm sure every one of us here asked that question. When you started as a member and then when you rank up to a sales master, diamond master, you always ask yourself, should I quit my job? Should I be full-time in Atomy? Because my upline kept nagging me, when are you going to quit? Right? I get that question some once in a while, but I had my own date, right? Okay, so people work for, let me read the chat over here. For our families and the future, yes, pay the bills. Okay, we all have residual bills for living, survivals, sustainability. Yes, you want to maintain your lifestyle, that's correct. I work to help my husband with our family expenses. I'm full-time working. Oh, very noble of you. Yes, that was my leader. That's Nepal. And Judy said to keep the brain active. That's correct. When people retire, they actually die faster, right, Judy? Right? To have an income, Jude said to have the time and financial freedom. People work for fun. Okay. Okay, you work for fun and income. Okay, I like it. Keep busy and have extra income. When I get 10,000 a month in residual income, I will quit my job. Yes, me too, Christina. We're on the same page. Chester said, since we are human, since human exists, gotta find food at least. Yes, retirement, fun, and fulfillment. Yes, working is healthy. So, okay, that was from George. Okay, thank you for all the answer. There's no right or wrong, right? I wouldn't say, hey, that answer is wrong, that answer is right. No, everyone is right, right? But one thing, if I show you the answer, this is the answer for me. If I see people work, they need money, right? They wouldn't work if they don't need money. Money, some says that, oh, money is the root of evil. I don't want to be tied up with money. I don't want to be, be involved or be, what do you call? That's the work of evil, money. No, Bible said the love of money is the root of evil. Money itself is just a tool. You can use the money to help other people. You can use the money to help your siblings who are in debts, right? People use money to help other people or for crime as well. It's just a tool, right? It's not right or wrong money, but if you love the money on top of everything, that is the root of evil. Money is also not to buy whatever you want. Most people said, oh yes, when I am successful, I can have tons of money, I can buy whatever I want. For me, that's not really the power of the money. The real power of money is to be able to buy your freedom so you can spend your time how you like it, when you like it, and where you like it. How many of you here in Atomy because of freedom? That's me. I raised my hand because that was the reason or my most why I did Atomy. I could have had tons of money from working from my daytime job. Not tons of money, I would say just enough money, right? To pay my bills, residual bills. I have my own car, I have my own house. It's enough. I don't need $1 million, $100 million in my bank. I don't need that. But what I do not have is freedom, right? How many of you don't have freedom, although you make a lot of money? I have friends, they're doctors. When I ask them, let's go out for 3 months to Indonesia, they said, are you crazy, Mike? I'm busy. My schedule is whole year. They have tons of money. They make like at least 200,000 to 300,000 a year. Do they have time? Freedom of time? They don't. Right? So the real power of money is to be able to buy your freedom, my freedom, so I can spend my time however, whenever, and wherever I like it. That's amazing, right? Money is not just physically alone, right? Materialistic. Yes, you can buy an expensive car, a nice gadgets. That's not the only thing. But when you contribute to other people, when you see other people in need and then you help them, you have that kind of satisfaction that you are the one that can make them a difference in their life. That's what I call a fulfillment, right? That is the real power of money. So if I ask you, what is the full time? Just give me like a couple words. What is full time or one sentence? Type in the chats. What is a definition of full time in your eyes? You don't need to raise your hand. You just type in the chat. Yes, as he said, if employed, 40 hours a week. Okay, Rachel said if employed, no family time. Okay, that's full time. 8 hours, all the time, 24/7. I like the answer. Trading your time with money, for money. Yes, 8 hours a day. Correct. Definition of full time, if you search in dictionary, is a requirement to be able to work 8 hours a day. Okay. So if you're committed for a full-time job, you are expected to work at least how much? How many hours? 8 hours. You cannot just say to your boss, hey boss, today I'm lazy. I don't want to work 8 hours. I just want to work 5 hours and then I go home and sleep. Next day you're gonna get fired, right? So full time, it is a requirement for you to work 8 hours a day, minimum. Some of you, if you are full time as a salary employee, then yes, like who said that? Whole 24/7. It's similar like that. Salary is some words say slavery, right? If you're a salary employee, I'm sorry to say, you are a slave to your company. Because whenever you work extra hours, you don't get paid. Some company do, but most of them they don't, right? That's why I'm not salary. I'm just a hourly employee, which I like it. If I work more, then they're gonna pay me more, of course, right? But whatever it is, when you are hired as a full time, you need to work 8 hours a day. Or let's say you open your own business, at least you're gonna work for 8 hours, right? You don't want, let's say you have your convenience store. Do you close after 6 hours? Of course not. You're gonna open as long as possible. If you could, 12, 14, 16 hours, then you close, right? Because you don't want to waste your time. When you are a full-time employee, what are the highlights when you are at the office? Type in the chat box. What are the highlights of your day when you are working as a full-time employee? Break hours, yes. When you are at the cafeteria or lunchroom, right? Your coffee time, coffee break, okay. When you're having lunch, right? For me, when I was in the restroom, that was my highlight. I can scroll my Facebook, chat to my partners, right? These are my highlights in the restroom. What? SC? Home time? What do you mean? No, you are working at the office for 8 hours. You're not going home. No, Teresa, you're not. Oh, yes, that's the second one. When you're leaving work, right? These are the highlights. If you're an employee or a full-time employee, yes, leaving to go home. I agree. Yes. When you look at the time, 4:58, your heart is beating. Oh, I'm leaving in 2 minutes, right? How many of you feel that? I felt that many, many times. I look at my watch. By the way, I don't have watch. I look at my computer time. Oh, 4:55. I'm almost leaving. Oh, I can have spend time watching Netflix, watching Korean drama, right? These are the highlights. Have you ever thought, why did we have these highlights? If you love your job, you shouldn't be having highlights, correct? If you love what you're doing, you're not supposed to have any highlights at all. Because the whole 8 hours should be your highlights. Not just when you're having lunchtime, coffee break, in the washroom, restroom, leaving work. No, you should be crazy in there, right? So, things that I learned after my Atomy journey for the past 3 years. I remember when I came to Canada back in 2005, I was an immigrant. I didn't have lots of money. I had just enough money to pay my rent for a year. That's it. So I started from ground zero. It means whatever the experience that I brought from my back home, Indonesia, it doesn't count here in Canada. So I was having this, I don't know if there's a word, Canadian dream. I heard from Israel Kim, American dream. From Jason Sim, American dream. I never heard Canadian dream, but anyway, I make that up. I want to have my own dream in this country. But guess what? Life is tough, especially when you don't speak English, right? You don't speak their native language. It's hard. So I worked from ground zero. I took jobs delivering flyers. I worked in the factory wearing the steel boots. I worked as a data entry, like 8 p.m. until like midnight. I work in the printing. Whatever the job that they throw into me, I just grab it and I do it. Why? Because I need money to pay my bills, to feed my family, right? To pay my rent, to pay my cell phone. Back then, I changed my cell phone every year because I didn't know how to use the money wisely. So I keep upgrading my gadgets. I thought I was living a life of my dream. Then 6 years later, after that, what do you call a dirt paying low wage jobs? Finally, I get into the office job, and then I was be able to move to a one bedroom apartment. I own it, and then I I lease a car, a Mercedes. I thought I was living a life of my dream. I thought I was successful. Yes, I'm not making six-figure income. At least I can enjoy my lifestyle back then. That's the first 6 years of my life journey. And then the next 6 years, I learned something that I cannot do this all my life, right? There must be something, because I used to live like very far. I drove for like 2 hours one way and then another 2 hours going back home. Within that 2 hours of driving, I was thinking to myself, is this it? Just drive for 4 hours a day, working for 8 hours. Yes, I might be driving a Mercedes. I'm not driving a Mercedes now. I'm driving a Mazda. Actually, I'm downgrading. But at that time, I thought I had lots of friends. Every weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we party. Not to the nightclubs, no. We party like their homes, we have barbecue, and then we talk, we chat it, we gossip until like 2 a.m. in the morning, like 3 a.m. in the morning, and then we go back home. Next day, same thing, every weekend. And those are my dreams. I just want to enjoy my weekends with my friends. And then while I was driving, I was thinking to myself, that's it? Right? I'm fulfilling whose? My boss's dream. I didn't have my own dream. My own dream was just weekends, right? Paying my bills, that's it. So the first lesson that I learned is, if you don't build your dream and work for it, you will be hired by someone to build and fulfill their dreams. That's amazing. When I met Atomy, before I met Atomy, I didn't even know any of this. But when I learn more about Atomy and its core value, I can see clearer in my vision, seeing this world, right? So I say to myself, Mike, if you don't build your dream and work for it, you will be hired by your boss to build his dream and to fulfill his dreams. Am I right or not? And at that moment, I was just like being slapped, left, right, left, right. Wake up, wake up. You have to wake up. You may be thinking that you are living a life of your dream, but actually you're not. You're actually living your boss's dream. Right? That is the first lesson that I learned. Doesn't matter how much money that you make. You could make six-figure income, 200,000, 300,000. Have you ever imagined, actually today, are you actually closer to your dream or not? Probably you don't have any dream at all. That was me. I didn't have any dream at all. That's why in Atomy, the first step, that if you want to be successful, what? The 8th step to success. Create your dreams. Create it. Create it back. You may lose your dream like I did. I didn't have any dream because life was tough. Remember, I was taking any kind of job, and then I get hired into an office corporate job. I thought I was okay, making enough money, right? And then I lost all my dream. I forgot all my dream. My dream was to help a lot of people. My dream was to, living in a beach. I love beach, right? I don't want to live in some rural area somewhere. I like to live in the beach. That's my dream house, a beach house, right? So if you don't build your dream tonight, think about it. You need to build it. Write your life scenario. Ask your sponsor. Talk to them, right? And then work for it. It might not be easy. I'm not saying it's easy to work on your dream. It's hard. I would say as hard as working for your boss's dream. But after 10 years, you actually enjoy your journey and your own fruit of labors. And then that 6 years, it taught me that I had to build my dream. But for me, to have a dream in a foreign country is hard, right? Because I wanted to have my own ramen store for so many years. And my wife wanted to have a small coffee shop for so many years. And then after that 6 years, the next 6 years, we actually planned to have our own store. But guess what? You need a lot of capital, right? Do I have a lot of capital? Not at all. I just barely living. It means I get my paycheck, that's it. I pay my bills, I pay my car loan, I got nothing left. How can I have my own business if I have a capital in this foreign country, right? So that is the first lesson that I learned. The second lesson is you are replaceable. I remember when I worked at the last company I'm working right now, I met a lot of nice people. They are nice people. And one employee actually worked there for over 15 years, maybe close to 20 years. At one morning when I came to the office, I asked everyone, let's say his name is John, right? I asked the accountant, I asked the secretary, hey, where's John? I don't see him tonight, this morning. Usually he just came to my office, we have coffee, we have a chat. That morning he wasn't there. I look everywhere. And then late thing I know is he was fired. Just like that. Almost 20 years of working. So that was my second lesson that I learned. You are replaceable. You are only as good as you are still being hired by your boss because they need you. You are nothing by just like a number. If you don't fit in their budget, they just wipe you out. Don't even think that you are something in that company. That's one thing I learned. I am replaceable. I am still being hired by my boss, not because I'm smart, not because I'm handsome, not because I'm good looking or whatever the reason. No, because they need my skill, period. If I'm even get slower for whatever reason, let's say my brain shut off and I couldn't work, they're gonna fire me, right? You think they're gonna have, oh, the humanity? Oh no, Mike, you have been working here for 20 years. I'm gonna keep you until you're dead. I don't think so. I don't think so. That is the second learn. You all have to learn. You are replaceable. Doesn't matter how many years you work, how many close relationship with the boss, with the manager, whatever above, right? You are replaceable. And then the third lesson is, while I was driving for so long, 4 hours a day, I always speak to myself. I don't know about you. I always speak to my own self. Mike, what are you doing? Right? I feel like I'm missing something, which I call a purpose. Is that what we are being created by God and then, just fulfill this word and die, pay the bills and die? That's what I call existing. We're not just existing in this world. We need to make an impact to this world. When you have a purpose of life, that means you are impacting other people's life. You are fulfilling your purpose. But of course, some people said, I don't have purpose. It's fine. If you are aware that you are living a life with no purpose, you are aware of it, that's fine, right? But if you are aware that you are missing a purpose in life, and if you're not trying to fulfill it, that is wrong. To me, that was wrong to me, to my own self. So that's my third lesson in this Atomy journey. I need to live a life of a purpose. But of course, when you want to get out of your comfort zone, let's say, Christina, can you quit your job tomorrow? Are you scared? I'm sure. I'm sure everyone will be scared. Because if that's your only source of income, what's going to happen to your family? Right? What's going to happen to your car loan, right? You just buy a new car. So most people are scared to get out of the comfort zone. But the most reason that people are scared of are this. Anyone want to take a guess? Not because of the money, no. That was actually the last one. What is the first one that people scared of? Of getting a new adventure in their own life. Anyone want to take a guess? Chang? What is Chang? People think you're crazy. Uncertainty, the unknown. Oh, the change. Yeah. Failure. Changing. Yes. Failure. Okay. Yes. People are scared of failure. This is the number one answer. People scared of rejection. Rejection. How many of you got rejected in Atomy? How many of you? Nobody? Yes, I see the hands up. So people are getting rejection, right? That's okay, right? The second one, yes, the second one was failure. You are afraid of being or called a failure in life, right? And other people's opinion. Being judged, yes, Jessica Pun, we are in the same top. Being judged. You care too much about other people's opinion, correct? What they gonna think about me? Oh, I'm in this MLM business. What they gonna call me now? I was called a shampoo seller back then. I was called a supplement seller back then. Did I care? I didn't care. They're not the one paying my bills. When my family on the street, do you think they're gonna help them? Not at all. They're not gonna care about my family, period. So why should we care about their opinion? We don't have to, give our opinion to them. You just say, okay, thank you so much. Yes, I'm a shampoo seller. I'm a supplement seller. I'm okay with that. But you watch me when I laugh with all my freedom, you're gonna cry. That's what I said to myself. Mike, don't worry. Don't worry about other people's opinion. That's theirs. You cannot stop them. But you can control what you are in mind, your mindset, when you respond to their opinions. Yes. Jew said, I don't care. They're not paying my bills. Neither they do. Right, Jew? Yeah. People will always have something to say. Thank you, Crystal. Yes. Doesn't matter how good you are, how how humble you are. There are still people who hate you, right? Nobody will love you 100%. Even though you're as lovely as possible that you could be, there's still 1 to 2% people hate you. Do you want to change them? I don't. They hate me, it's okay, right? Life moves on. So this is my word. It's okay to be scared. It's okay, right? Because you cannot grow unless you're not comfortable until you are scared. Wow, this is amazing. You cannot grow unless you're not comfortable until you are scared. So have you all scared through Atomy journey? Raise your hand if you do. I was scared. I was scared to the bones, not just to my skin. I was scared because this was not the journey that I have been encountered, or I've been employee all my life. After I finished my university, then I worked for somebody else for over 20 years. So I was scared to death. But it is okay because I know when I'm scared and when I'm not comfortable, it means I'm growing. You know that you're growing if you're scared. So what is worse than failing? Anyone want to give a thought? What's worse than failing? Yes, Crystal, as he said, by not trying. That's the worst than failing. When you not even trying. So to succeed in anything, it's not about how many hours. Like I said, right? Should I put 2 hours in Atomy? Should I put 4 hours in Atomy? Should I put 8 hours like a full-time in Atomy? It does not matter. It's not about how many hours you put in Atomy, but how crazy you are. Have you ever being called crazy? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, I see Judy Tan, Jessica. Keep raising your hand. I want to see your hands. Okay. Yes, I see, sir. Right? So if you're not being called crazy, you don't have a sign to succeed yet. I'm sorry to say. That means you're not there yet. Even our CEO said this, get crazy to get there. So we all have to be crazy. Like I said, what are the highlights when you're working at the office? Some people say in the lunchroom, break time, coffee time. For me, in the restroom, right? Having my phone. And then, as he said, leaving work. If you're still having highlights in your workplace, well, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to succeed in anything in that field, right? That means your heart is not there, because if you are crazy about your job, you shouldn't be checking your time when I'm leaving, when I'm going to leave this place. I hate it, right? You have to be crazy to succeed in anything. So if you still decide want to go into your employee life, it's okay. But you cannot work at the same job. You have to quit because you don't belong there. If you still keep checking hours when I'm going to leave, you have to be crazy. So in Atomy, if you want to succeed, don't ask your upline, how many hours should I work in Atomy? If they give you the hours, that means they haven't figured it out yet. You should be crazy. When you're crazy, you don't even look at the hours, how many hours you put into Atomy, right? If you're still counting your hours in Atomy, okay, Mike, here's my report. Today I'm doing 1 hour of reading, I'm doing 1 hour of watching video, I'm doing half an hour of consulting. Yes, you need something to track your progress, I agree, but you should be crazy, like crazy, like crazy, like thinking that this is the end of the world if I don't succeed in Atomy. That's the mindset of successful people in Atomy. Yes, Christina said, I call myself crazy about Atomy. Even my wife called me crazy because I talk about Atomy in my dream. Yes, that was real, even until today. I prospected people in my dream. I even give lecture in my dream. I consulted my partners in my dream. So I'm not working 8 hours a day in Atomy. I work at least 16 hours because I sleep 8 hours, right? I work 16 hours. I work 16 hours at least in Atomy. So how crazy are you determine how successful you are in Atomy. Okay? So most people is like this. I know some of the leader already know, right? The income in Atomy is like this, right? Very, very slow at the beginning, but at some point, it's just exponentially going up. And then at some point, there's a ceiling. You cannot go beyond 100%, right? Unfortunately. So we all have a ceiling in Atomy. If you want to complain, don't complain to me, complain to CEO Hangil Park. He's the one who made this compensation plan. But we have a ceiling in Atomy, okay? But look at this. Our effort in the beginning is always 100%. You cannot lay back, right? Yes, at the end, probably here, you can reduce maybe zero effort. That's fine because your system is already built. Same thing like if you're a pilot. How many of you here are pilot? Maybe chat in the chat. Anyone here pilot? I used to fly an aircraft, not a pilot, not a professional pilot, just my hobby. I used to fly. As he said, your neighbor, okay, maybe later you can talk to him. It was Mike right about his philosophy? This is what I learned when I flew the aircraft. Or even you go to vacation, you were in the aircraft, right? In the big Airbus 323 or whatever the number, right? Remember, you taxi all the way from the hangar or from the parking lot to the main runway. The pilot gonna stop for 1-2 seconds, and then he's gonna throttle all the power to 100%. What happened if the pilot reduced to 65% and then 100% again and then reduced to 30% and then 100%? The plane will not take off. the plane will be at the land. And then at the end of the runway, you just go into the ditch. Is that what you want? As a pilot, you already know you have to put 100% until a certain speed and then pull up the stick and it flies, right? You can check that, SE. Was I right? You cannot reduce your throttle when you're on the ground. You have to put all the power, 100%, if you can, 200%. You want to, as soon as possible, be on the altitude, right? So at Atomy journey, at some point, when you put all the effort to 100%, you don't see income, you don't see money coming to your bank account yet. At some point, you're gonna be a sales master, right? You're gonna challenge yourself, getting 2.5 million at 2 weeks period, and then you become sales master. And then eventually, you're gonna duplicate yourself, getting members like you, putting 100%, even though they don't see results. 1 business partners, 2 business partners, 3 business partners, 4 business partners, and then you become an auto sales master. And remember what CEO Park said? When you are an auto sales master, 50% of your success is achieved. Because your income will exponentially going up like this. Right? How many of you agree with me? Raise your hand. Oh, Mike was wrong. That was not the right chart. I was taught by something else. Right? This was our CEO Park says this. When you are an auto sales master, your success is halfway. That's it. And then you create more of you, more of your leaders, and you become auto royal master. And at that point, you don't even need to work anymore. It's up to you. But if you're still a sales master, you don't want to work, look at this. Oh, before that, this is the point that you have to be crazy. The one that I circle here on the top left, where you put 100% of your effort, even though you are a sales master, even though you're a diamond master, even though you're a Sharon Rose master, doesn't matter. You have to keep putting your effort 100%, regardless of your income. Don't look at your income every minute. Don't look at your bank account. How come I don't make money? Even though I'm a diamond master. Oh, how come I don't make money? How come I'm Sharon Rose master? I should be making 10,000 a month, right? Don't look at your income, but check how crazy are you in Atomy. This was me. I became a sales master in May 2019. I didn't stop telling people about Atomy. This is at my church. After the church ends, people are having, like coffee, tea, or cookies. They have fellowship. I didn't. I went back to my car, grabbed a couple bags of Atomy product, and then distribute them. Every week like that. Even after I become a sales master in May. This is December, almost. I think this is a couple months before the lockdown, and then the church shut down. We never have any gatherings, right? March 2020, that was the time that we locked down. So this is what I did every weekends. And Saturday, I went to my partners having facial gatherings, home parties, something like that, always. Because I was crazy. Even am now crazy, right? I was crazy back then. I didn't count my hours. I just put all my effort there. Whenever I have time, I just put it there. When I'm not with my family or my family asleep, I put my times into Atomy. That was me. So this is the most sales master made the mistakes. When you're at the sales master here, you are thinking that your income will exponentially going by itself, right? So you stop working. You stop putting the effort into your Atomy business, right? You stop over here. Once you become a sales master, you thought, oh, my goal is done. I need to relax for a year. and I don't want to do any facial gathering. I don't want to share Atomy. I don't want to talk to my customer. I just want to enjoy my passive income. Sounds great, right? Look at your income. It's gonna dies along with your effort. And then you're gonna tell everyone, oh, Atomy is hard. I gave up. Most of my friends, most of my members, they gave up too. Yes, because they duplicate you. You stop working after you become a sales master, right? You thought you already achieved it. You haven't. You have to keep putting the effort 100% until you duplicate yourself into business partners, and the business partner duplicate into leaders. Do not put your effort even slower than 100%, right? So I've shared about this long time ago. I just want to, refresh the memory. A lot of us are still confused between movement and progress. We thought we have a lot of movement, that means we're progressing. Not at all. You could have a lot of movements, but you are in the same place. You are staying in the same place. You're not progressing anywhere. My friends, a lot of my members, I ask them, hey, come to the meetings. We have this meeting every Tuesday, every Thursday. Come for an hour. Oh, Mike, I don't have time for things like those. My son is doing karate. My daughter is doing ballerina. My wife is doing a cooking class. I myself is doing a ballet dancing, right? I don't have time for nonsense like those. MLM, network marketing. I don't have time. Or I have a second job. I have a third job. I have my work shift at night, right? Evening shift. I work 3 shifts a day. I don't sleep. I'm a Dracula. I don't sleep. So people are proud of saying, I'm busy. Have you found those people? I've met a lot of those people. Mike, I'm working like 12 hours in my job. I don't have time. What are you doing? They just, I don't know if you watched the Pablo and Bruno, the story about two guys carrying bucket of waters and the other guy building the pipes from the source of the water to the village. They're just being like, who is the other guy? Pablo. Pablo is the pipe, right? Yeah, they're just like Bruno. Bruno is the bucket. They take extra jobs. They work extra hours. They just make the bucket bigger. That's it. I was like that too. I took extra job, I did sales after work, but a lot of movement. But 1 year later, 2 years later, I'm still in the same place. But I want you to all do is this: progress every day. It means every day you are 1 inch closer to your dream. You have to move closer to your dream on a daily basis. If you don't, I'm sorry to say that you are having a lot of movements. The question, how do you track your progress? Your My Office. Okay? How many of you never check your office every day? Judy, you raise your hand. You didn't check your office? I hope everyone check your office, right? The Atomy office, not somebody else's office. You go to your online Atomy ID account and then you go to My Office. What do you see there? PVs, your lineage, your income, and then the last one, your mastership. You have to know if your group are generating PV or not. If they don't, there is something wrong. You are just building members. You're just building trees, but there are no fruits. Those are PVs. You have to track your progress. Yes, you can be 8 hours, Zoom by Zoom by Zoom by Zoom, right? Going to another seminar, to another seminar, another seminar. But at the end of the day, if there are no PVs flowing, that means you are not progressing at all. You're just having the same movement, right? That's why you have to track your progress. I have members, even partners, they don't even check their office on daily basis. Mike, can you check me how much on my left, on my right? What do you mean? You are a leader. You should be checking it yourself. You want me to check it for you? How much PV should I purchase on my left or right? So be the owner of your own business. This is the Atomy business, right? And then check your lineage. You can check it on daily basis. How many new members are signing up? Of course, if you're not a leader yet, you are still in the process of finishing your contact list, right? You have 100 contact lists, then you have to finish it at a certain amount of time, right? That means your lineage has to grow. You cannot be 1 year and then your lineage still 20 people, right? You still be growing with your members over there. And then your income, you have to have a benchmark. This is what I love learning with other global leaders. We are challenging each other. We are challenging our income, not bragging it, but we are challenging. You should be closing to mine, right? These are the benchmark that you have to calculate every month. Maybe first you just got one general commission, you get two general commission, three. You have to track it. How much do you want to make in an Atomy? You cannot say, I want to make a lot of money. What is a lot of money? For some people, $200 is a lot of money. But for some people, $200 is just like one meal, right? So you have to track your progress on daily basis. And then at some point, you have to challenge for the mastership. You cannot just stay as sales master for 5 years and expect to have the dream in your Atomy journey. You cannot have that, right? You have to have a target. So this is the tool that the Atomy company already gave us, the daily 8 core habits. I'm not going to go over it. It's going to be like another hours. Check with your uplines, check with your sponsor. Hey, sponsor, maybe you're not doing 8 cores, but after I'm listening to Mike's lecture, I want to do my own daily 8 core habits. This is the way you track your progress. So keep your focus on your goals, not the challenges. We all have challenges, correct? Nobody don't have the challenges. And then this is important. Write your life scenario because these are your goals. These are your dreams. These are your short-term targets. These are your long-term targets. But you need to write your life scenario because without this, you don't have goals. Then you're going to focus on the challenges because you don't have goals. You're going to keep focusing on challenges and then you're going to quit. And then this was my first journey. I wanted to have a leader. I wanted to have, not a leader, maybe like a dream partner, right? I want to have a partner who can maybe contribute 300,000 every day, maybe can recruit 100 members every month, maybe a partner that always attend all the meeting, all the Zoom meetings, all whatever that I posted in the group, they're gonna show up. Those are my dream partners, right? How many of you want to have a dream partners? I did. I longed for a dream partners because they're gonna be my leader at some point. But yes, then say yes. You have to be that person first. Be that person first who are doing the 300,000 every day. And then you have to be the one recruiting 100 people every month. And then you have to be the one attending all the meetings, all the seminars, all the Success Academy. You have to be that person first. Correct? Be one for yourself first. Don't dream for a dream partner unless you are a dream partners to your sponsor. Okay? So who is your mentor? Who is someone that you look up to or who you learn it from? You need to find your own mentor, right? When I started, I didn't have a good sponsor. He is a nice person. No, he's not a bad person. He's a very nice person. Because of him, I was so grateful that I know Atomy through him. But he was not my mentor. Mentor is someone who leads you in Atomy journey. And then I have my amazing upline, Sharon Rose Master Eri Jong. She was the one guiding me from the very beginning, right? She was always there, even until today. I have a Diamond Master, Cheryl Boniel. She was the one who guided me in the beginning journey, right? When I didn't have enough, I went to CS Atomy. I was looking for my online mentor. One of them, their Star Master Juyong Park, Royal Master Jason Shim. Back then, he wasn't a Royal Master yet, right? They were my online mentor. So, who is your mentor? Ask yourself. If your sponsor is not a good person, don't make him or her an enemy. No, still be nice to them, right? Still say hi, still buy them food, treat them meals, right? But look for your own mentor, someone who had done it. You see the difference? Sponsor and mentor. Mentor is someone who already done it, who had succeeded in this Atomy journey. Learn it from them. It doesn't have to be your sponsor. It could be from other lines, CS Atomy. Company provided it for all of us. That is the success system. We have to grab it and learn from it. I didn't waste CS Atomy. As a matter of fact, I downloaded as many videos as possible. Whenever I see a good video like Jason Shim, if you go to my Atomy International channel, you see tons of Jason Shim videos. You see tons of Star Master Juyong Park videos. Because why? Because they are my online mentors. And long story short, we were in the same Zoom rooms a couple months ago, Royal Master Jason Shim. And I'm actually invited to speak in his Zoom for next month, right? So look for your own mentor. Probably if you're under me, maybe you don't like me, you don't have to make Mike as your mentor. Go to CS Atomy, look for it yourself, right? Let me ask you a question. We're gonna close with these slides, a few more, okay? What is the most valuable capital in your mind? Anyone want to take a wild guess? What is the most valuable capital? Social, yourself, people, time. No diamonds? No crypto? Nowadays, people are talking crypto, robots, AI, people, right? Network. Peter said time. Yes, time. It spells Time. Correct. Time is the most valuable capital. This definition of time: the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future, regarded as a whole. That is time. That is the most valuable capital. Once it's past, it's past. You cannot buy it back. And this is the sins of wasting time. So scary, right? So scary today's lecture, right? The sin. This is the sin of wasting time is poverty. I'm not the one saying this. This was the lecture from Dr. Lee. He was the one giving this lecture. I just re-messages to all of us tonight, right? This is the sin of wasting your time. Poverty. This is the quote from Bill Gates. If you're born poor, it's not your mistake, but if you die poor, it is your mistakes. That's true. Second quote. Time is really the only capital that any human being has and the only thing that he cannot afford to lose. That's Thomas Alva Edison. And the last quote. I may lose a battle, but I will never lose a minute. Napoleon. Wow. So check yourself. Am I wasting time on daily basis? Am I still wasting my time on weekly basis? If you do, you have to change. So what is the management for success? Yes, obvious. Time management. Especially when time waits for no one. You think time waits for you? Time will pass. Even a second ago, I cannot go back a second ago. It's already passed. It will wait for no one. Doesn't matter who you are, right? So do not waste your year. If you're like me, I'm busy, work, driving, right? 4 hours a day. I used to, not anymore now. I do not waste my ear. Whenever I'm not with my family, not having dinner, not going out, I plug my earphones, I tune into YouTube channels, search for any videos that can bring my better characters. Or I just watch any CEO Hangil Park video, Dr. Lee video, SC Lee product video, right? She's amazing with the product. Any CS Atomy video, I just do not waste my ear. When I wash the dishes, I put my earplug and then what? Listen. I do not read the books. I listen to audiobooks every day. So if you are really time limited, do not waste your ear. And then eliminate that distraction. Your habits, your communities. Yes, habits. What is the habits? You watch Korean drama for 3 episodes a day. You watch Netflix. I used to watch Netflix a lot. Not anymore, right? And then you used to gossip everyone in your communities. And you change your communities because whoever you associate with, you're going to be the 6. Correct? If you associate with 5 successful people, you're going to be the 6. If you associate with 5 idiot people, I'm sorry to say, you're going to be the 6. So whoever that you associate, you're going to be the next. So if your communities is a distraction to you, you have to eliminate them. I eliminate all my WhatsApp chats group, my ex high school, ex college, ex university, whatever, X. I eliminate all of them because those are the distraction. But instead, I get together with 5 amazing global leaders. Diamond Master Ju Armstrong from Australia, Sharon Rose Master Leaders Club member Jessica Punyan from Malaysia, SC Lee, Sharon Rose Master from Atomy, Canada, Sharon Rose Master Sherry Lee from USA, right? And the only JYP, Sharon Rose Master Israel Kim, Forever Opa. I made a new community with all these successful people. And then guess what? A couple months later, I become Sharon Rose Master. I meet my success with my communities. So how many of you want that? Right? I do. So change them. So focus on things that really matters. That's true. Focus on the things that really matters. So many distractions nowadays. COVID news, politic news, right? You can easily swift away from your focus. Ignore things that don't matter. That's so obvious. And then have a support team vision. When you don't have a support team, it's very, very hard. You have to find out, maybe with your upline, your sponsor, right? Whoever it is, create your own support team with the vision. And then do not let others define you. Mike, you're not going to be successful in that kind of business. Mike, you cannot talk. You think I was able to talk in front of people? I was able to speak, give a lecture? I didn't. This is a new mic. Mic 3 years ago, this is not like this one. That one is already gone. So do not let others define you. You could be a shy person. You could be a person who doesn't know how to speak in front of people. Don't let other people define you. You are the one defining you. And then understand between important and urgent. Not everything is important. Not everything is urgent. I'm going to help you with this. Eisenhower matrix. This is my last slide, okay? How many of you have heard the Eisenhower matrix? So I'm going to explain like this. There are 4 matrices. On the top left, it is urgent and important. So you have the important over here. There's a urgent. This is the top left, is a do it matrix. You focus on this task first because it is important and it's urgent. You need to do it right away. And then the second matrix on the top right, not urgent and important. What you do, you schedule it, right? You decide a time to get it done. Easy, right? And then the bottom left, which is not important and urgent. What do? You delegate it. You find someone else who is capable of doing it, or you push it back. You delegate it because it's not important, but it is urgent. And the last matrix on the bottom right is not urgent and not important. Eliminate it. Get rid of it. This becomes your do not do list. Okay, raise your hand if you have learned about the Eisenhower matrix. I see Christina, Judy Tan. I see Jessica, raise the hand. Yeah, Inhe, Teresa. Yeah, many of us here, Queen Essie, Kathy. Good, good. But have you practiced it? Yeah. You have to. Because otherwise, everything is going to be a distraction. You don't even know which one should I do it first? Which one should I schedule it first? And then which one should I delegate it first? And then the most important thing, which one should I eliminate it first? Let me help you out. The top left, which is the urgent, important, and do it matrix, these are the things with clear deadlines and consequences for not taking immediate action. Okay? You know there's a deadline. And then you know there's a consequence for not taking immediate action. What are the examples? The first one, finishing a deadline. Maybe you are working, you are a very tight deadline, you need to finish this project. You have to do it right now, right? The second example, picking up a sick child, maybe your own child, right? Your own, maybe your wife's spouse who need to go to hospital. Do it. That's urgent and important. And then the last one, responding to some emails, maybe email from your boss. You need to respond it right away. Maybe emails from the mayor, you have to do it right away, right? So that is the urgent, important. You have to do it right away because it has a set of a deadline. The second one, activities without a set deadline and easy to procrastinate on. So these are the things that doesn't have a deadline. For example, exercising. You can always postpone it, right? Doesn't have to be right away. Yes, it is important for your health, but it's not urgent. You're not gonna die if you not exercise one day, right? You're still alive. Probably your weight gonna increase a little bit. The second example is meeting friends, meeting partners, meeting future prospect, future members, right? You can always schedule it later. It doesn't have to be right away. Yes, it is important for your business. And then the last example, the third one is strategic planning. Maybe you want to plan your mastership. Maybe you want to plan your own schedule for the next 6 months. Yes, it's important, but not urgent right away. You don't have to do it. It's fine. You can always schedule it later. And then delegated matrix on the bottom left. These are the things need to be done but don't require your specific skills because you are busy working, right? You delegate it. For example, meal prepping. How many of you hate cooking? I hate cooking. That's why I don't meal prep them. I just buy them. It's a waste of my time because it's not important to me. But it is urgent. If I don't eat, I'm going to die. If my family don't eat, they're going to die. So I delegate it. I buy it from somebody else, right? I buy it from a restaurant. Uploading contents. Yes, this is urgent, but not important, but you can delegate it, right? I know some leaders, they delegate creating the contents because it's taking time. They rather do something else. They just pay somebody else, like Jessica Punyin. She hires somebody else to create the contents and then maybe upload it for her, right? Delegate it so she can do other things that more urgent and more important. The last example is managing groups. You can delegate it to your leaders. You can delegate it to your diamond master, sales master, Sharon Rose, if you do have it. You get them do it for you, right? It is urgent, but not important. And the last one, I love this one. Distraction that make you feel worse afterward. These are the bottom left, which is the not urgent, not important matrix. Eliminate it because these are just distraction that make you feel worse afterwards. What is the example? The first one, watching TV. I don't remember how many years I didn't watch TV. All right. And then social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. What else? I don't know. I lost count. And then watching news, eliminate it. It's not urgent. It's not important. Watching news 24/7 doesn't change your life. It will change your life to the worse, but not going to change your life to the better. Right? The third example is playing games. I used to love playing games, not anymore. Right? Eliminate it. If you do this, you can focus on the things that matters. I'm going to close with this. Check this on yourself every day. Are you running away or closer to your dream on daily basis? I cannot answer it for you. Your upline, your sponsor, your leader cannot answer it for you. You are the one answering it for yourself. I hope everyone get inspired, get motivated by my tonight's lecture, and I'm sure we're gonna meet all at the top. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. So I'm going to invite, as usual, we're gonna, yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. So I'm going to invite the other 5 global leaders to share their thoughts about the topic tonight. So the first one, because Ju on the very top left, so she will be the first.
Hello, everyone. I think Mike did an amazing presentation and so detailed. And I was just busy writing them down. So I really don't feel that there is anything that I can add. But one thing that I'd like to say is that we need to do the things, take actions, which is going to give us results. So as Mike was talking about, being busy, just movement versus progress, we can be spending a lot of time. Yes, we do need to follow the 8 steps and attend meetings and things like that. But those things, reading, watching, attending meeting, just because you do these things doesn't mean that you're going to progress. The things are going to happen. So those things are like, you were a student, for instance, you need to attend the school 9 to 3. So by attending, 6 hours of learning at school, that doesn't mean that you're just going to be a good student. You need to put in extra hours doing homework, preparing for classes. So when I was thinking about it this last night, I just thought of that. So it's very important that we do put in the actions which is going to give us results. For instance, making a phone call to your members and just doing follow-ups, talking with your partners and making sure that they are doing the things that's necessary. So that is what do you call that? That is the consultation, right? Consultation with your partners. So I just want to say that learned a lot, and I'd like to watch it again. So I think I need to watch the video. So thank you for that, Mike.
Thank you, Ju. Thank you for the comment. So the next lucky leader is SC. SC, where's SC?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
I'm
SC,
testing a
we
new
can hear you.
device. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Okay.
we can hear
Yes.
you.
Yes, I'll be really quick too. I didn't know the time was going because I was enjoying it so much. So thank you again, Mike, because very intimate sharing, a lot of, like, I thought I knew Mike. Well, there's more of him. So I feel like he just gave it all to us tonight, and there's not much I can add, but just to compile what I like to take away, at least like one really good sentence, but it's very hard to put it into one sentence. But if I really try to compile what he shared today, is it really necessary to be full-time doing Atomy? Not necessarily at the beginning, and really in North America, it's almost impossible, especially if you're the main breadwinner. But if you have the fire, because 8 hours at the minimum, but if you're lounging and talking to a member slash your neighbor slash your friend, that doesn't work. Fire, and you really, really compressed your time. So I can, and he's even sleeping. I saw Denise giving presentation in your sleep. I think a lot of us experienced that, especially at the beginning. So with that fire, you could be 5 years into it or 5 days. Are you able to light that fire? Because that 8 hours, how Mike spends it, it's probably like regular people's 40 hours in one day. So how are we going to do? Because again, as a pilot, how are we going to do the full throttle with that craziness in your eyes? You know what to do exactly by the action plans, and then you compress your hours by doing it with such passion. And he's very humble, but at the same time very ambitious leader that I get inspired on a daily basis. And all we're talking about is, okay, so how do we help? What do we do? But it's the burning coal himself. Not so much support being in North America and your teams in Indonesia. I'm Korean, but with non-Korean members in my team. If you talk about that, we can go endless, but you became the self-leader. And of course, you have wonderful sponsors, of course, helping, but sometimes you just can't, right? If I don't speak Indonesian language and if I can't travel there, then already my love is huge, but there might not be so much that I can do for you, right? But at the same time, the self-leadership. So I feel like nobody noticed until you said that you're not full-time here. So definitely your partners nobody wants to work more than your sponsor. That's how I feel it. Like you feel like you want to see your sponsor available emotionally and physically. So is it necessary at the beginning? Maybe not, because you might not have so many people wanting your time. But Mike just told us very recently that he has a date that he's going to go full-time, because then I noticed, oh, he doesn't want to stop at Royal Leaders Club. With this drive, I know you make the leaders and royal leaders very, very quick. And a lot of people still like to keep their job and see if you can manage. But we know there's no part-time Imperial Master in Atomy. Do you know any part-time Crown Masters? I know none. Oh, sorry, I have to get to work, but I'll get to you after. But I'm an Imperial Master. No. We know that you cannot go all the way to the top being a part-time. Why? If you have a partner like Mike, then I'm in trouble. Doesn't matter how much I compress my time. I'm on fire. I work 16 hours, including my sleep. If I had a partner, Mike, but he's full-time, he'd be working 40 hours a day. Practically, I have to be full-time to go all the way to support my my partners. But at the beginning, until you become certain, it could be sometimes auto sales master for some people, or you have to be in leaders club. But I think, yes, at some point we will have to be full-time so we can serve better. And Mike is counting days. So I think he's probably the person who can give this lecture with this title, probably the best in this area right now. So I really appreciate it. And I feel like, just like you, I was just like compiling things in my head, and it's really great. And sorry, I don't want to take too much time, and I'm just gonna end it here. But thank you so much for tonight's lecture, Mike. And all
Thank
the
you so
best.
much. Yes, thank you so much, SC. Yes, probably 9 out of 10 when they asked me, well, they take a wild guess. Probably they thought I was a full time, but I wasn't. I am not, but I will be for sure this year, sooner than expected.
Right.
Thank you, SC.
Mm-hmm.
So the
All right, we
next,
wait for the
thank you. So the next one will be Sherry Lee from USA. Hi, Sherry. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, one sec. Yes. Oh, okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, you guys is so great. They already, Drew, Mike, and S is already adding a lot. So, but just back to the question: do I need to be full time to be success? Actually, I'm totally agree to S's. At some point, we really have to be full time. because right now I'm in the part-time Atomy still. So a lot of time I'm stuck in the business I have. So when my business partner need me, I might with the customer or doing something else. But like Mike say, if you're crazy about Atomy, basically when I'm working, I'm still talking about Atomy almost nonstop. When I came home, I have answer members' question. When I was work, I'm working the retail business. I talk to almost every single customer about Atomy product, and every chance, every people I meet, I find a way to introduce Atomy product, and then find a way to let them ask me what is Atomy. So every day I'm keep thinking, how can I build this business faster? But it's really depend on everybody's situation. But for the new member here, you just have to know, like Mike and all the leaders mentioned, you need to be crazy about the product, the business. You need to be confident. Once you're confident about the company, about yourself, eventually your business is gonna grow bigger and bigger. And then when you become auto sales master, auto diamond master, or auto Sharon Rose master, then you can start to think about, I need more time to spend with my team. So that's the time I think we should all do full-time Atomy. But if you're able to do it sooner, which is, I think it's be great, if you can do full-time Atomy sooner, then I believe you can be successful in Atomy much quicker than, like I always say myself, it's like a turtle, very slow. I follow my pace. Sometimes I just feel like I'm crazy about Atomy, but I still not able to because the business I have, I'm not able to full-time Atomy. But basically, I still agree with all the leader mentioned earlier. Just continue to do what you need to do, basic, the 8-step, the routine. So 2022, if we build a good habit, once you build a good habit, keep repeat the basic, your business in Atomy will be grow much faster. And then eventually we can all do full-time in Atomy. So that's what I want to add. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry. So, yes, like Sherry said, you don't have to quit your daytime job right away, because if you're a bread maker, of course, it's going to affect your lifestyle. So build it, just like most of us who already leaders here, we still keep our business or we still do our daytime job. But do Atomy as if you are jobless tomorrow. Do as if that your business gonna close down tomorrow. That was my mindset for the past 3 years. I was always thinking that tomorrow I may be jobless, or my wife could be jobless. So what happened if I were jobless? What happened if my wife couldn't work anymore? So always have that mindset, and then with that kind of mindset, you don't even think that you are doing Atomy at all. You are just crazy in Atomy, right? Thank you, Sherry. And last but not least, I think the our Leaders Club member Jessica Punyin. Oh yeah, there she is. Wow, you look amazing, Jess, tonight, today, this morning there in Malaysia. You're still muted.
Hi, hello everyone. Thanks, Mike. Your presentation today was like, wow, it was mind-blowing, so amazing. I think everyone agree with it. And I like the topic today, whether we need to be full-time doing Atomy. That is really good, and I think Mike really delivered for us to ponder and really think what we need to do to actually be successful in what we want to achieve. And I do agree with Mike that we have to be crazy if we really want to be, to be where we want to be. Um, Coming from myself, my own experience, I started off as a full-time housewife, and I remember doing home party once a week, then followed by 2 times a week when it was school holiday, my children's school holiday. It was 8 days. I remember I did 3 home parties a day, straight 8 days. That was how crazy I was doing Atomy. And I knew, as Mike said, we want to be successful, but we cannot wait for other people to bring us up. We need to be that leader ourselves. So I remember because my leader is from abroad and we have two different timelines. So um, I took we took the initiative to learn and be that leader. Only that way we can be successful. If we keep on waiting, we'll be waiting and waiting. It is tiring waiting. Make that action, put that action into your life because we are building our life definitely. Every obstacles, as Mike said, nothing comes easy. There'll be obstacles, there will be so many things come towards our journey, but take that as a learning curve because everything that we learn is not that we are not clever, we are not good. It's just that we never experienced it before. If we are able to, take that challenge, we not only help to shape our mind, heart, and everything, but eventually we are also paving way for our partners. Yeah. So, Mike, your presentation was amazing, wonderful, and I really like it. And to add on, okay, to add on the perks of doing full time. I remember doing full time. I'm a full time housewife, remember? I always share that. But there was a time I went to work full-time job and that time I was earning ringgit Malaysia around I think 12,000 ringgit. Okay, 12,000 ringgit a month in Atomy. I was quite stable. I was already auto sales master and I was continuing to grow. But I went to work because I wanted, as Mike said, I have a dream, a fulfillment. So I have that opportunity to work with an oil and gas company. So when I was working, just to experience, how it feels to work in a full-time job while also doing Atomy. And while I was doing Atomy, we need to balance ourselves definitely. And even though I was working full-time housewife, my income continued to grow to 20 plus over thousand a month, close to 30,000. Then eventually I decided um, to resign last year in March 31st, 2021. And within that few months, I worked really hard and made it into the Leaders Club. So means that you have more time to really focus on what you want to do because I was putting two things into consideration. Why I work because I wanted to bring more people in my place to work in the oil and gas industry, my own people. Okay, and second of all, but it's only a design special people. But in Atomy, I was thinking I can bring all walks of life to be successful together in Atomy. I don't only help a certain people, but everyone. So we need to be passionate. We need to be selfless when we want to do Atomy. We don't only think for ourselves, but we need to think of our partners. When our partners is successful, we will follow as well. So always put things into consideration with our heart, mind, and spirit. All right. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thank you for the comment, Jess. Oh, SC has the hands up.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, SC.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Mike, we were fortunate enough to have Mike for our own team meeting a few months ago. And then we were very happy and we had a lot of good laugh because how he managed to, well, he was working remotely at home. Do you remember? And he said he was working out of it even in between the work. We were very surprised how he was honest and sharing. And then I was very shocked very recently. Mike, I didn't know what he exactly did, but I learned can I share? I'm not gonna share all the details. Mike's current job is not some desk job that's easy. It needs very precise attention. It's like 1 millimeter off. Like you have to, like it's gonna cost the company like tens of thousands of dollars. Like it has to be like super focused during the day job. So it's not some simple job that you can do admin on the side. So what I felt is that this man is going to show us that power of really condensing the time and creating time and not wasting your years. So just I wanted to board this opportunity to, because many of our members heard it that day. We're like, hey, maybe he has an easy job. No, he's in graphic design and you have to be so focused that it will be naturally very hard to be diverting your thing. So you know how devoted you have to be in order to pull that off. So just wanted to make sure that we're aware that it's just not an easy thing. So I know people are still coming in. So Mike, I just wanted to make that a short point because like 30, 40 people heard you that day and we were mistaken, but it's not true. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And thank you,
Yes.
Mike.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, because I enjoyed because when it was my turn to give the lecture, I was thinking, what should I speak, right? Because I think everyone has spoken everything, right? Because but not about the full time, part time, because some of the member they could use this as an alibi. Oh, Mike, I cannot focus because I'm still working. What do you mean you don't focus? You think I'm already full time? You cannot make your own alibi and saying you're not successful. You cannot achieve your sales master. I can achieve sales master. You can as well, right? It's just a matter of how crazy are you in Atomy, right? That's it. Not about how many hours you put in every
Because of
day.
you, we cannot complain anymore. And
So
we
they're
don't need to
afraid to give
force
me
our
reasons. Right?
downlines to, yeah, and we don't have to force our partners to quit their day jobs. They
No.
will know when they
Yes.
need to make more time for their partners. They
Yeah,
will feel it.
Yeah. So we're gonna
Okay.
end the meetings. We thank you so much again, everyone, for joining our. This is our second round, actually, right? We've passed the 6 weeks, and then SC was last week, and then next week is who? Jessica. Is it you? Yes. I think it's Jessica, right? So thank you so much,
All right.
and hopefully everyone keep attending, and we're gonna reset our company motto the last time. So we don't forget that we're in the best company in the world, but we are doing the company model on as well, right? So are you ready? Yes.
Yes.
Cherish the
Cherish
spirit,
spirit,
create the
create the
Create
vision,
vision,
the vision.
follow the
Follow the
faith,
follow the
faith.
faith,
serve in
serve
Serve in
in
humility.
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 Aja,
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 aja.
aja,
aja.
aja.
Okay. Thank you
Woohoo!
so
Thank you,
much,
Mike.
everyone. I'll see
Thank
you
Thank
you.
you,
all
everyone.
next week. Bye bye.
Stay safe.
Oh.
Thank you, Mike.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.